In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Hello, dear students. Today I'm going to talk about some issues relating to seminar uh, based on Dr. Riaz's book entitled How to Write Research Proposals, a Guide to Writing Thesis in Applied Linguistics. All right, introduction. Where and when to start? I've already talked about some issues relating to seminar course and how to write a well structured research proposal. But since those issues are very, very important, let's look at them from different angle. The best thing to do at this stage is to get a bird's eye view of the major steps involved in the preparation of the research work. you know, while we are gonna start, writing a proposal, we have to have a bird's eye view, which means having a general perspective or view, on the topic we are going to write. Um, it is a good idea to prepare a list of important dates. We have to set the dates, decide when we are going to do different jobs, in writing our research proposal. It will help you to organize your work and predict everything appropriately. When you know when you're going to do each step, that will help you organize your work. Another important step in doing research, and in particular thesis and dissertation, is to start soon as possible. It means that uh, uh, you know, uh, you should not be too dubious about the research, about writing your proposal. Whenever you have thought about the research problem and you have to start writing your research questions and start doing that. The best thing to do is that when you start your graduate program, you try to have a plan for your thesis or for your dissertation in advance. You have to have a plan. What I'm going to do and when I'm going to start it, when I'm going to write it, when I'm going to carry it out, and when I'm going to finish it. The next step is this. Every graduate student should have a general picture of the processes involved in carrying out the thesis or dissertation. The next figure depicts the stages of the task research and graduate program. Although these stages are here presented in a linear way, the process is not likely to be linear. Although the steps we are going to study are coming after each other, but it doesn't mean that they are going to happen one after the other one. They are not in a linear fashion. You often need to get back to some previous stages in order to revise or modify the already done jobs. The jobs that you have done already should be sometimes revised and modified. It means that, for example, you have, after setting your research problem, and you have started writing your questions and designing your method, writing the literature review, you may revise some of these sections and change them based on your recent studies and the other new thoughts and ideas that you get from the other sources. Think of the figure 1 as a checklist rather than as the actual steps that you will follow. Let's look at this figure. This is a general picture of stages involved in the process of thesis or dissertation preparation. First, identify the general area of research. As the first point in writing or doing your research is identifying the general area of research. In which area you're going to do research? Our general field of study is English language teaching, or ELT, right? Or TEFL, as we can call it, teaching English as a foreign language. But we have to specify the general area of research in ELT. For example, whether we are going to work on teachers, on learners, on materials, on curriculum development, On learners, we are going to work on the psychological issues, cognitive issues, social issues, learning strategies, which one. So after that, we get to narrowing down the area and the topic. This is what I told you. So you say that, for example, on learners, I'm going to get into learning strategies. Then reading about the topic. When you have determined your topic or your general area of research, you have to start reading up, read about the topic, go through different articles, different papers, different journals, different conference abstracts and proceedings in order to find related and good and state of the art articles relating to your topic. Um, Start finding the related papers and reading them, summarize them, keep them in appropriate files for future use. Stating the topic in the form of a research question or hypothesis. After narrowing down your topic and reading about that topic, finding relating papers, you start to write your research questions or hypothesis. You have probably found uh, actually what is the research problem and what would be the research questions based on that problem. Therefore, you would be able to write your research question or questions, and based on the design of the study, you would be able to write the hypothesis if applicable. I mean, if it is related to your study. Then writing up the proposal. After writing the research questions, then you start writing up the proposal, including those three sections that I've already mentioned, including introduction, the main section of introduction, the second section of literature review, and the third section of methodology. Uh, and then conducting the research. When you have done uh, with the writing of the proposal, then you start carrying out the research or conducting the research, going to collect the data and then analyze the data and start writing, doing all the statistical procedures if needed, and then writing uh, chapters, results and conclusions. Writing up the thesis or dissertation, and at the end, when you have done, writing your proposal and doing and carrying out the research or collecting data and analyzing them, then you uh, write up the thesis itself. In the next figure, you will see the schematic guide to the process through which a proposal will be developed. Let's look at this figure. As you can see, these are the process of developing a proposal. For writing a proposal, you have to choose a topic and formulate research problem, right? And of course, that topic should be based on a research problem that you have already thought about this and you have already found it in your area of interest. Then work on the topic, prepare the working bibliography, reading and taking notes. After you are formulating the research problem and research questions, then you start working on the topic and try to finalize it, and then prepare a working bibliography. The books or the pamphlets, the papers that you have been working or you have found, and reading and taking notes. Uh, those working bibliography means that you have probably the type of materials that you are using for your proposal, drafting the proposal, and then you start writing the first draft of your proposal, because the proposal is something that you should start writing it, and in writing you have to pass through stages of planning, editing, revising, and coming to the final draft. So uh, you pass through the stages of editing and revising maybe for several times. Revising and editing the proposal, as you see, after writing the first draft, you pass through stages of revising and editing. And you know that in revising, you may add or remove some ideas or thoughts from your proposal. And in editing, you work on the mechanics of language, try to correct some misspellings or putting the correct forms of punctuation, and so on and so forth. Submission to the supervisor and committee members. After writing your proposal and finishing editing and revising it, then you submit your proposal to your research proposal and to your supervisor and committee members of your proposal. And then if it is accepted, acceptable with no revision, then good luck, you're done. You can start doing your actual research. But if no, you have to get back revising and editing the places or the parts that they like or they mention. The other topic is choosing a topic and formulating a research problem. As I told you, it's very important to formulate your research problem. Every research comes out of a research problem. You cannot say that the research is being done and written just out of nothing. No, there should be a problem in your field of study, the problem that you think is very important, and then when you go to the literature, you see that nothing or little has been done on that problem. So you start working on that in order to solve that problem in your research. So choosing a topic is as much a process as the whole research itself is. Therefore, you should go through some steps to come up with an appropriate topic. The topic, after working on the research problem, you have to come up with your topic. The following steps will help you to choose your topic more systematically and with less ambiguity. We will talk about the stages. This section aims at introducing and explaining 4 steps to you for choosing your topic systematically and with lesser ambiguity. The first step is identify your general area of interest. You know that a research topic does not come out of vacuum or does not come from the space or from the supervisor's pocket. It comes from your general area of interest. You have to be interested in what you're going to do. You have to think about your specialized area of research and a field of study, and find the topics that you want to work. Otherwise, nobody can tell you what is your interest and what is the important problem that you should work on. So it should be of your interest. The first step is identify your general area of interest. It is the case that any piece of research deals with one aspect of language issues. In other words, if you look at the published or reported research projects, you can categorize them into different aspects of language and language teaching and learning areas, right? That's why I've already told you that please study different papers relating to your field of study, to your field, TEFL, TESOL, and try to find your area of interest. Try to find what areas, what kind of researches are being carried out actually by the researchers and scholars in the field. So in order to categorize them, you have to categorize those researches, those reported projects that you study into different aspects of language and language teaching and learning. For example, you would say that these 100 papers are related to language. These papers are related to language teaching. These papers are related to learning. And then